Let's have a bit of fun. Started working on this tune a couple of years ago, kind of forgot about it. But over the last few days I've been working on it, and man, I'm having a good time. It's fast, it's pretty quirky, it's got a lot going on. I'll just skip through a bit. Yeah. Anyway, I want to, what I'm finding myself doing a lot is repeating myself, building rhythmical gating effects, and I'm going to be using it a lot more in this tune. It's going to be probably twice as long as it is now. I think we'll work on this part today. So I'm going to create a really twisty sound, something quite aggressive, I guess, and I want to get some kind of rhythmical gate machine going. What do we got over here? Got more shit down here. Yeah, I think we'll work on this part today. So something like that sound was pretty cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new MIDI track here, and I'm just going to call it, we'll just call it aggro for now. It might not be too aggressive, we'll see how it goes. Let's use a wavetable, and I'm just going to put in a nice long note here, just make it I mean, what key are we in here? Doesn't really matter too much, we're in F. Okay, let's do F. Okay, let's go here, let's just choose one of these, let's go for the distortion. Yeah, let's just put an LFO on that, so we'll assign the LFO to the OS1 position, make the LFO in synced rate, and we will go 4 bars long, so it sweeps around. And we want to loop this. I'm going to put in a kind of a basic sound first, and then I'll do the rhythmical gate, and then I'll go back and adjust the sound. Let's also have the LFO adjusting the FM amount, but we'll go negative. Yeah, and let's put a high pass on as well. Cool. Okay, so usually to get a rhythmical gated effect, I'd use an auto pan. I quite like it for this particular purpose. I put it on sync mode, bring the amount up, and then bring the phasing off. So this is not left and right, it's just a single volume gate. And then we can choose different shapes. So we can choose the saw down if we want the nice, crisp hit. We can bring the shape up to make it a square as well. So what I'm going to do here is I want different increments of these. So, I could automate this dial here. But what I'm thinking is we group this together. As usual, I haven't really planned this, but okay, let's just go. Okay, what's this one going to be? What's the lowest note we're going to have? Maybe a quarter? Yep, so that's a quarter. Oh, we should go 1/4. Let's duplicate it. And we'll go, what's the next one? We'll go 1/6. And I'm just going to do this a few times. So the next one's going to be 1/8. You might be able to see where I'm going here. I'm going to use the chain selector to move these around so we can quickly switch between different rhythms. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to use a random element. So that was a 12th. And we will go 16th. And we'll go 24 and 32nd. Careful, Tom. Make sure you duplicate it. This one needs to be a 16th. This one needs to be a 24. And one more, which is 32nd. Do we want faster? No, I don't think we do. So anyway, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. Let's go into our chain selector. This is where we specify which particular chain is going to play. And I'm just going to have these moving up from 0 in increments of 1. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. So now we can use the chain selector to choose different rhythms. And I always like mapping this to a macro. It just makes it a little bit tidier, I guess, and easier to control. So if I map this to macro 1 and we set the maximum value to 6, that means that this macro now is only going to move through 6 increments. And let's get in with the beat. You know what, let's go back into the sound just while we're here. Let's swing back and forward between the two. I'm going to put LFO 2 on the master pitch. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? This will be really quick, I promise, for all you people who don't really like Max for Live. I'm just going to put a Max for Live effect in before the audio effect rack, and I'm just going to basically just give myself a little GUI for this chain selector. So I need a live tab, so this gives us various kind of tabs that we can click on, and we want these to be quarter, 6th, 8th, 12th, 16th, 24, 32. Okay, so we have these tabs here. We'll have them laid out like okay, that'll do. Then we need a live chooser. So this is saying, where do we want this information to go? I want it to go to a device parameter. So that's all good. That's going to put out a ID. So we'll go live object. Live object, and we'll send the ID to this. So that means that we can go, right, what do we want to change? We want it to be this track. Look how many tracks I've got in this fucking set. The device we want is the audio effect rack, and we want macro 1, which is the chain selector. So that means we can actually now send it messages of numbers. So we could go 1, and let's just go 5. Do I have to do, I think I have to go prepend set. So it goes set 1 or set 5 into this thing. Let's just see if this works. Why is that not working? Set value maybe? I always forget this shit. There we go. So you'll see how this changes now depending on what I send it. So now I actually need to change the mapping here, so this actually goes to 128 because it's kind of scaling strangely with the device. So you see there's 5, there's 1, there's 5, there's 1. Awesome. So now I should be able to just connect this into here and click on these. And yeah, we can quickly skip between the two. Just to not get too into Max for Live, this I may work on this a little bit later. Let's just go ahead and say we're happy with this device. I'm just going to save this as, we'll just call this Hitech Gator 1.0. This might not be necessary, but I have a feeling I'm going to expand this out, and I'm doing this now just so it's a little bit easier. So now we've got it enabled, and let's just go ahead and assign it to the right stuff. Chain selector. And so already my mind's going, hey, why don't we introduce some kind of random element in Max for Live? But to end this video, I won't do that. I will do it with an LFO. I think that's going to be the most elegant way to do it at the moment. So we'll go for LFO. Should probably put this over next to the device. Okay, we're going to map this to this. So you can see that's moving all around now, which is pretty cool. Let's change this to Well, you can see now that this is all moving. Let's listen to it, how it stands. It's still not great. Let's change the wavetable. Cool. Okay. That's nuts. Let's change this to a random. Let's put it on beat mode. I don't know if this is going to make too much of a difference. Let's try quarter. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and let's put a big reverb on it. Let's go for my favorite out of spaces. I'm blind. Where is it? Here it is. Let's go, let's go. Maybe an echo actually, might be better. Both. That's some modulation on the filter. Ping pong. Hey! Here we go. And let's also assign the LFO to. Let's get rid of the oscillator 1 LFO. Let's assign it to this. Actually, let's get rid of the FM amount too. We'll map this to the FM amount. Let's make this faster. Ooh, I'm enjoying this quite a lot. Too much delay, eh? Let's give it some unison. Okay, I'm going to stop there. In the next video, we're just going to keep snowballing with this idea. Again, I'm going to be using this setup a lot. Whether I actually randomize this or I automate it. Again, I really want to build a system to do some sequencing of this even. Fuck, let's do that. Let's do it in the next video. Let's build a sequencer to trigger these different amounts.